and welcome to the League of Sedentary Gentlemen Mini Pod Volume 2. I am your host, Brian. Joining me tonight, I'm not sure, possibly no one. It's all right. It's okay. UCLA is playing tonight. I'd rather be watching that. So, anyways, a couple things I want to touch on really quick. I was not able to do an episode of the podcast the last 2 weeks. My family and I went on vacation to Legoland. It's a fun place, especially if you have a large family like mine and you're not in the mood to take out a second mortgage on your house to take your family to Disneyland. And you've got, a young kid or multiple young children that aren't quite big enough for the rides at Universal Studios. And I mean, Knott's is Knott's, right? I'm not going to talk about Knott's Berry Farm right now. But anyways, Legoland is fun. That being said, there was, we've been to Legoland several times, and I didn't know about this. Like, there's this whole thing with pop badges, and I had no idea that they put Mr. Gold minifigure on a pop badge, and they hand it out to random employees in the morning when their shift starts. And there's only a certain amount of them around the park and around the hotels every day, and you're supposed to instruct your children to go around and ask the employees if they have Mr. Gold. And I'm assuming it's only children that are doing this, although I wouldn't be too surprised if it was adults also doing this. But I didn't see that. I saw a bunch of kids asking. But anyways, apparently it's pretty hard to find Mr. Gold. And so we did a 2-day, it was a three night total at the hotel, but 2 days at Legoland. And the first night we got there, we didn't actually go into Legoland. We were just staying the night at the hotel. And so we get there and we check in, and we're walking around the lobby, just checking stuff out. It's been a year since we've been there, and just looking around. And my son asks one of the employees at the snack bar if they have Mr. Gold. And sure enough, the first person, no, I think it was actually the third person that he had asked since we got there, and they had him. The lady pulls, he asked, there's two people working there. It's a gentleman and a woman. And he asked the man first, and he said no. And he turned and asked the lady, and she pulls him out of the pocket. She had him like right then. So quick. Like we weren't even there like maybe an hour, and he finds freaking Mr. Gold. And I couldn't fucking believe it. And so, he's all jazzed, and my wife and I are a little bit relieved because we're thinking like, what if this ruins the trip? You send him off. He's only 8 years old. You send a kid off on a mission like that, and we're gonna be in the park for 2 days, so he's gonna be asking a bunch of people. And like, what if he gets sick of it? Gets discouraged. He doesn't find it, and it ruins his trip, and blah blah blah. These things that you worry about, especially when you have a 8-year-old doing something like that. And fucking first hour, he finds the damn thing. But it gets better. So that was cool. And so we walked next door to the Castle Hotel. They have two hotels there now. And we walked next door to the Castle Hotel to go to the playground area. And my wife's niece asked somebody in the hotel lobby over there if they have Mr. Gold, and sure shit, that person did. Pulls out Mr. Gold. And I'm like, fuck, are you kidding? 2 on the first day, we did not even go into the park yet. I could not believe it. It was like, I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, I thought this was supposed to be hard, right? Like, it's not hard. I thought it was supposed to be hard. It's not. It's not hard at all. And so I don't know. Like, I'm thinking, are there more than they say? Is this just something that they say to make it seem hard for kids? And so the next day we go into the park, and they ask everyone, every employees that we pass by, they're asking, no, nope, sorry, we don't have them. Nope, keep looking, sorry, don't have them. And the entire day they find nothing, strikeout, right? Which we already have two, so it's it's not devastating or anything, but it's still like, oh well. And the next day we go in, and the weather's kind of shit. On this day, we end up getting a rainy day, which for those of you who don't know, at Legoland they have the rainy day promise, and so we have another ticket now that we get to go back for free because it turned out to be a rainy day. But anyways, we went on the submarine ride, and just randomly getting off the ride, my wife's niece again asks the lady working there helping people get off the ride, and she had him. So that was that was Mr. Gold number 3. So we averaged one a day, even though we didn't find anything on the second day. But we ended up with 3 of these shits, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, how lucky is that? Like, I thought this was supposed to be like super difficult. And if you go off of the first day we were actually in the park, I mean, they asked everybody. I mean, we were there from opening till closing. So what was that, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they're asking everybody, and they didn't find it. So I mean, it is kind of difficult, I guess. They're just really, super lucky at the hotels, and then that random person at the submarine ride. That was pretty cool. But anyways, so that's why there was no podcast episode last week. I promise there won't be any more 6-month hiatuses like the one we just recently took. So I'm trying to, avoid things like that. Um, anyway, there was something else I want to. I'll talk about the Legoland trip again more in depth when we have a regular full episode. But there was something else I want to talk about, and the something I've been noticing this week that I haven't seen since the start of the pandemic. Street not, I don't want to call them, what are they, not beggars, but street scam artists, I guess is what you can call them. These people that they make up this sign like, oh, my kids are sick, or my mom is sick, or my mom just passed away and I need money for the funeral, and this and that. And they walk around, usually like 4 or 5 of them, and they walk around an intersection, and they walk around in an intersection, and they ask for money. They have a sign. They're usually holding like cardboard signs, and has a picture of a person or persons, and they just ask around. They walk around and they ask for money. And I'm 90% certain that these are scams. 10% of me is, I haven't completely lost faith in humanity yet, I guess. But the reason why I think they're scams is I've seen these same displays at multiple intersections. I'll give you an example. There was one where they were holding up a sign, and it said, our mom is sick and we need, please donate. We need money. And they had a picture of their mom, and there's flowers drawn on the board. And this was in La Habra, at the intersection of Beach and La Habra Boulevard. And so fast forward towards the end of my commute, I'm on Florence. I'm now in the city of Downey, which is about 12 miles away. I see at the intersection of Florence and Lakewood, I see a similar display, same like design of the board, same language. My mom is sick. We need money. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this, come on, guys. Like, this, I know they're probably not coordinating this, like there's probably just 2 completely separate groups of people running the same scam, but within 12 miles of each other. I don't know that. I'm fairly certain anyway. The point I'm trying to make, I'm fairly certain is that it's a scam. Um, anyways, I didn't see a whole lot of this going on during the pandemic, and I think a lot of it was, people weren't carrying cash. People didn't really want to interact with strangers, especially on the street. You don't want to roll your window down and have somebody leaning into your car. And so they kind of stopped. It kind of, went away, at least in my area, my commute, the areas where I usually drive. I didn't really, see a whole lot of it. And today I saw two in different intersections of the same city, different circumstances, and different boards, different story on the board. And so I'm like, oh, I guess COVID really is completely done. These people are back and they're doing this again. And it's just, it's one of those things that's kind of annoying. And again, I'll go more in depth with this on a regular episode. I'll bring it up when I've got one of the guys on here with me so we can discuss it. But it's just something to think about, something to watch out for. Like, be diligent. Don't fall for stuff like this. Like, I know, especially the ones that use kids, where they say like, my son is sick or my daughter died and I need money for a funeral and this and that. Like, if they are fake, like I suspect, like, fuck them for doing that, dude. That's so bad. Like, I don't know, it sucks, but it makes you feel bad because, like, what if that 10% is there? Like, what if I'm wrong? And it really did happen, and you want to contribute to this person and help them out, but I don't know, like 90% seems to take over most of the time. I say most of the time, all the time. I never give them money because of that, and I just, I don't know. I wish they wouldn't do that shit. But anyways, what else? What else? I don't want to go too long. This is a mini pod. Oh yeah. You might notice on the table right here a couple shoe boxes. The last two episodes of the podcast, the last two full episodes, and the mini pod actually. I discussed I discussed my woes with YouTube and getting my community strike, and I was gonna hold off and maybe try to do something with these. I got two pairs of shoes I was gonna do a review on that I can't for reasons. And so I was trying to hold off to maybe do something with them, but I don't know. I'm gonna post some pictures of them on Instagram. I'm gonna talk about on Instagram, the quality and that this, that, and the other, and how they are and what I think of them and where I got them on Instagram, so I can wear them. I want to wear them basically, and they've been sitting back here since um January, I think. Yeah, late December. No, December. They've been sitting back here since late December, and I want to wear them. I get shoes because I want to wear them, not because they're an ornament or decoration to put on my wall. I want to wear them, and so I'll show them to you guys really quick. This is not a review. Don't ding me. Anyways, I was gonna do a whole thing on this one, like, is this shoe really worth $10,000? Because that's what it goes for on StockX. 10 grand, dude, for Kobe, this Kobe Protro. It is quite attractive. I'll tell you that much. Good looking. Oh, it's starting to yellow already. See what happens when you leave them in the box? That happens. That. Wear your shoes. Oh God, my keyboard. Oh. Wear your shoes because you leave them in the box. That happens. That sucks. I could have wore these like 4 times already. I got that going on already. But anyways, these are Protros. These are, they have XDR and all that. I'm not reviewing. I'm not reviewing it. Don't ding me. I'm not reviewing it. God. But anyways, that's one of them. The other one is completely a custom. Grab that right now. Hold on a second. For those of you podcast subscribers that are listening to the audio portion of this only, I apologize. Doing a little show and tell. If you want to see what I'm talking about, head on over to YouTube, Man Cave Media, and watch the video portion of this. But the other one is the Nike Dunk Low AE86. Um, initial D, initial D dunks, and these are really cool. I'm not, admittedly, not a huge fan of that show. I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm saying I haven't seen a lot of it. I've seen a couple episodes. I think I've seen like four or five, the first four or first five, I don't remember. And it's just something that I haven't had time to watch. It's not that, I don't like it or anything, but I do like the 8.6, and I do like the sneaker. The sneaker is awesome. But like I said, Nike never made this. This is not nothing. This is a complete custom. This is like Lil Nas X blood shoe status, right? Like this is something that Nike did not make. And the paper that it comes with is cool. I wish I could show you guys. I'll take pictures of this stuff on Instagram so you guys can see it. And they give you this keychain. It's pretty awesome. But I wanted to show them and take some pictures so I can wear them. Like I said, I've had these sitting back here in boxes. I'm dying. I want to put them on. I get shoes that I like. I don't get shoes as an investment. And so it was killing me. I had to I lost my patience. I had to just get them out of the box, take some pictures and whatnot, post them over on Instagram. You guys head over there. I'll do the little thing down here on the bottom. Instagram. There it goes. Go. Media.mancave. Head on over there and check out those photos and the information on the sneakers themselves. But yeah, if you don't believe me, look up those Kobe's. I don't remember what model that is. They go for 10 grand in my size. It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. Again, those of you listening to the audio, I'm gonna do a little show and tell with my screen here really quick. So my apologies. Again, if you want to watch the video portion of this, head on over to YouTube. Pretty please give me a like and subscribe. Would appreciate it. Kobe Protro. Apologize for the dead air. Of course, I'm going to cut this out so you guys are going to be like, what dead air? Ah, there they are. The Prelude. Sorry, they're not Protros. My bad. Rookie mistake. They are not Protros. Let's see. So hopefully this shows up on the recording. I don't know what that's going to look like, but well, I guess I will in post. But anyways, yeah, these are them. So let's see. In my size. Oh, I'm sorry. What I had $10,000 in my head for some reason. It's $1,000, but I mean, yeah, because that's better. Anyways, so they are actually asking for, what is it? Yeah, $1,841 for this Kobe 6. Again, I said Protro, but it's not a Protro. It's just a Kobe 6. And it is the Prelude All-Star MVP is what I have here. My outsole is not nearly as icy as that. Again, I don't know if it's because they've been sitting in the box for 2 months, 3 months. Shit, dude, it's almost April. So almost 4 months. They've been out here just sitting, doing nothing. But I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But my outsole is not nearly that icy. But anyways, yeah, $1,000. I mean, I'm sorry, $1,800 for my size. I don't know why I said 10 grand. My apologies, but still, that's not better. I guess it is better, but it's not better. He's gonna spend that for these, dude. Like, come on. It's a nice looking sneaker, but shit, man. Anyways, all right, that's enough of that. Let's stop presenting. Goodbye. Let's close that window because it's blowing me out. Oof. You saw my pink face. Oh my goodness. I think that's all I wanted. Oh yeah, no, World Baseball Classic. What an ending, dude. What an ending. And can I just say, again, I'll bring this up when I got one or some of the guys in here with me to discuss it, but can I just say Otani striking out Trout to get a championship is the greatest, like, Nostradamus thing ever. Because I totally see him being traded from the Angels. Angel fans, don't sharpen your spikes and anything. Like, I know I'm wearing the Dodger hat and I'm talking shit about the Angels because you deserve it for this. Listen to what I'm saying. He has said in multiple interviews he wants to win. And the Angels organization has made it clear that they do not want to win. They've successfully wasted Mike Trout's career, and they are making some really good progress on wasting Otani's career. But I don't think he's going to stand for it. I think he got his extension, he got his money, and I think that by the All-Star break of this year, Otani will be in another uniform. I'd love for him to be in Dodger blue, of course, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But that would be great, if the Dodgers can pick him up. But I think it's going to happen. He's going to be on another team. And it was just like, what a preview of things to come, right? Like Otani striking out Mike Trout. And, to Mike Trout's credit, I mean, what did that dude what was the stat? It was some ridiculous, like, that was only his third swinging strike ever, like, in his entire career. That's incredible, dude. And it took an amazing pitch to strike him out. You see the way that thing broke, like, right at the end? That's fucking cheating, dude. That's cheating. How do you throw the ball like that? My goodness. But anyways, what an end. What an end to the World Baseball Classic. And if the US has to lose to somebody, I'm glad they lost to Japan. I'm glad, they lost to a country that loves baseball as much as we do. And so that was cool. That was cool to see. And it was cool to see Otani get something, man. I mean, the Angels have just been perennial losers the last decade. It's like, it's terrible. It was nice to see him, get something. It was not a World Series, not even a American League championship. Like, throw that kid something, please. He's JDM Babe Ruth, man. He deserves to win. But anyhow, I think that's going to do it for the mini pod. That's turning out to be not so many. I've been going along quite a bit, but anyways, tune in for a full episode of the League of Sedentary Gentlemen coming in a couple weeks. My wife will be going on vacation. The annual thing that she used to do before COVID. So I'm going to have the guys back here in studio for a couple episodes. And so those will be fun. So coming soon, a couple weeks, tune in for a full episode. Again, podcast subscribers who are unaware of or don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, I apologize in advance for the show and tell in this episode. I did record this one. I record the mini pods for YouTube. So if you want to see what I was talking about, head on over to Man Cave Media, watch the episode. Pretty please give it a like. And if you're interested in the videos I make, please subscribe. But anyhow, I hope you all have a good evening. Go Bruins. I hope UCLA has a good evening. Get some revenge against Gonzaga. Win, lose, or tie, I will be talking about that as well in the next episode. So stay tuned for that. Again, hope you have a great evening. Thank you for listening. YouTubers, thank you for watching. Good night.